let's go. All right, so first off, thank you very much for doing this.
Oh, thank you.
I know it's a very busy time. So let me just start broadly. Is the Prince George's County school system ready for students this year?
We are ready. We're ready. It's been a busy summer, but the team has been out in all the schools. All of our principals are hired. We're about at a 93% fill rate for teachers. We have the lowest number of bus vacancies ever, so we feel good about the start.
Yeah, so let's go through these things one by one.
Sure.
Teacher shortage has been a big deal in the last couple of years. You
Yeah.
say you're at 93%.
Yes.
That means 7% vacancies.
Yes.
Will that impact the learning? Will there be, or do you have the classrooms covered?
We have classrooms covered. So what we do now with the vacancies that we'll have, we'll put substitutes in and continue looking. But the good news is we're in a great place. I mean, 93% in a large urban district is a great fill rate to start. But again, the goal is 100%. So we'll keep working at it, but we still have people actively being vetted. So we're optimistic that we'll be ready to go. The big thing we're extremely proud of is we've dramatically reduced the vacancies in special education. One of the things we did when I came on was to create a database, and now it's on the website, so you can see school by school where vacancies are live. That's important for us because you can't manage a secret, and we knew vacancies were a problem historically, but it was ambiguous. We didn't know the number. There were two different. The unions would say one thing, the administration would say something else. So I figured the best way to solve that is just be transparent, put it up so parents can see, and when there are vacancies, let's collectively work to fill them.
How did the vacancies get reduced? The pandemic was blamed for some bit of the teacher shortage, but it was coming after that. Have attitudes changed? Is it easier to hire now?
Well, I think in this region, because we had so many people looking for jobs from the federal government, I think that helped us a lot, quite frankly. We dramatically increased the amount of job fairs and things that we had in the region, and they were full this summer since I've been here, since June 28th. And so I think it's just a combination of supply and demand. We had lots of supply because of the cuts in federal government, I believe.
So really, you have fed to ed. That's been a thing, and that has happened.
Yes.
That has happened.
Yes, we've seen an uptick, and that has been great for us.
Okay, the bus drivers. You just said you're in pretty good shape with that. That's a change. A historic problem here in Prince George's County, as we've discussed and we've reported. What can you say to folks this year? I know there was a lot of improvement last year with the buses.
There were.
What can we expect?
Yes, since day one, when I got here, my very first call was with Sharaska Coleman, who's our chief operating officer, and said, so let's talk about buses. And one of the things we did immediately was began a social media campaign. We worked to just get out there on the radio and to really focus on. It's a great opportunity being a bus driver in Prince George's County. We have some of the best benefits in the country, so we've been really selling that for people who are entrepreneurs, people who are driving Uber and doing other things. The benefits package is worthwhile, and the flexibility is worthwhile, and people have answered the call. So we're down to less than 100 bus routes that need to be filled, but that's still. There's still going to be some challenge, though. So make no mistake about it. That's still
100 is a lot.
That is still about 600 routes, because the bus driver would have about 6 routes. So it's not easy. But what we'll do this year is communicate better. So right now, this week, bus drivers identified what routes they'll cover, and so now we know where the vacant routes are, so we can begin targeting and communicating to families. So again, if we can't solve a problem, we can communicate better about it. And that's what we're working to do. In addition, we are starting with a new app, Chipmunk. We'll be piloting it in our special education routes. We had families try them last week, so they jumped on a bus with us and tried the app. We got great feedback from them. And so we're optimistic about it. And then we're also piloting another app, because I don't believe in just piloting one thing, because if it doesn't work, you're kind of at a loss. And so we have been proactive in working and communicating. We'll have challenges, but we'll communicate where those challenges are, and we'll get through. The good news is we do have about 30 some odd people in the pipeline. It takes about 6 weeks to get through everything you need to get through in terms of training to actually be in front of kids on a bus. And so we have people in the pipeline. Our routes are shorter, so we feel we are on top of it. But again, it will affect about 600 bus routes, so it will not be perfect. But we'll communicate about that.
By affected, you mean the buses just flat out won't be there, or will
They won't be there on
late?
time.
They won't be there on time.
They'll be late, yeah.
Because the driver's got a double loop.
They'll have to double loop, correct. And so everybody will get home safely. We're confident about that. But there will be about 600 routes where they'll be late, and we'll try to communicate where they are. We'll try to be clear about what time they will be there. So at least parents will understand, and hopefully we just have to have a little patience as we get through this. Again, we're the 17th largest school district in the country. We have one of the largest bus networks in the country with 1,100 buses. And so it's a huge, a large task for us. But we've increased the amount of white vans that will be running, in addition to doubled the amount of folks that'll be answering phones if parents have a concern. The app that we're using now is more efficient and effective. So we feel optimistic that things will be better. They won't be perfect, but they'll be better from previous years.
Okay. Once they get in school, academics, Maryland report card, MCAP, 21.5% proficient in math, 32.9% proficient in English. The numbers are tough in Prince George's County. I've seen a lot of superintendents come and go, and it's hard to move the needle. People have told me that they believe you will. What are you going to do to better teach children in this community?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I can say is every place I've been, this is my 30th year now in public education, and every place I've been, things have gotten better. Well, I think they get better, not necessarily because of me. I think because I bring a group of people together and we just focus on tackling things honestly, transparently, one day at a time. When we come into Prince George's County, we have an amazing staff. I mean, our staff are phenomenal. And I think we have a hardworking staff. And we've got great kids. So those are conditions that are necessary for improvement. And so some of the things that we're going to do specifically, step one, we are doing statistical analyses right now on all of our students' scores in reading and mathematics to answer the question, did students make adequate growth? Did they make the expected growth that we think they should make? You can run statistical analyses on your state tests like MCAT and other things, your SATs and others, to be able to say, this is what a kid should have did, what did they actually do? So we'll have that data. That's step one. So that way I can see where there are schools where growth didn't happen like we expected it to. That's important because it allows us to focus our resources and target our supports in those areas and ask why. And simultaneously, we can see where kids grew faster than what was expected to see what was happening there. So I'm a studier, so we'll spend time studying to understand that. Two, we're going to make sure we give parents reading and mathematics assessment data so they know where their child is, because it's important for me as a parent to know that my child is reading, better than 80% of the kids in the country or worse than 80% of the kids in the country, so we can have a plan. One of the things I said we would do from day one is to make sure parents were actively engaged and involved, because educating a child is a community affair, not something that the school system owns by itself. So by giving parents that data, we, in effect, make them active partners with us, and then we can give them some resources and things to help them and us move their children so they're growing adequately. Then we have to look at the professional development that we're providing with our teachers, making sure that that professional development is actually job embedded, that they're learning as they go, as we do that work. We also just need to look at what we're spending dollars on. So in my first 100 days, one of the things we're working on right now is looking at the money that we're spending on the different programs we're spending. Are we getting a return on investment? Is there having an impact? So for the things that are working, we'll work to bring more of that in. The things that aren't working, we'll stop. So at a basic level, those are some of the things that we are doing. I've identified 5 kind of priority areas based upon, 9 focus groups with community members. I had a virtual session with parents in each one of our 9 districts here, and I've met with principals, I've met with staff, and we've got 5 bucket areas based upon that we're starting off with, that we have to focus on special education and our multilingual learners. We have to improve reading and mathematics. We'll focus on chronic absenteeism, because here's a district with 40% of high schoolers have 18 or more absences. I mean, that's abysmal. And that's work that needs to be done. We said we are going to focus on organizational culture, getting parents engaged and active, focusing on culture and climate. So moving schools is not an easy endeavor. There are a lot of variables that are impacted, and we're just doing what research has told us for generations we should be doing, and it's a matter of execution for us.
Can you expect, like, the kids move through? I understand it's a conveyor belt in your industry, and they move through, they come in, they move on. I mean, a couple of years ago, I was leaked the internal benchmarks, and 0% of 8th graders were meeting expectations in math, yet 25% were awarded A's in class. I mean, what kind of gain can you expect with these things? I mean, what can you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what we can do is be better one day at a time. That's what we can do. We can focus on the kids in front of us. We can know where they are. We can know what they need, and we can work to just make sure they're better every day. It's an execution challenge. I mean, large districts, look, research has been clear for decades what it takes to move schools. You got to have parent engagement. There has to be instructional leadership from the principal, and teachers need to know their content. You need to have a climate of high expectations, a clear vision. You have to know how to use time during the day, and you have to be clear about what you monitor. I mean, those are the correlates of highly effective schools. It's been around for generations. Schools struggle because it's hard to focus. We get distracted, and my job as superintendent is to help everybody stay focused, to be clear about what we do first, second, third, how we do it, get people the support they need, monitor when we don't like what we see. We bring teams in to figure out how we collectively support that we don't blame individual schools. We collectively hold ourselves accountable to all be in to get things right.
You mentioned the chronic absenteeism, truancy. You said 40% for high school. The district-wide is 30. 33%. Yeah, 33% district-wide for everybody. It's a big number. And I know that the county executive, as state's attorney, was starting to bring parents into court, a handful of them. Why is that number so high? And can you bring it down, or does the rest of the community need to do it?
Yeah, I can't do anything by myself. As a collective, we can understand the issues that keep kids out of school, and that's what we have to understand. Right now, I don't know why the numbers are so high. It's something we have to get in, and we have to speak with students, we have to speak with parents, we have to speak with our teachers, our principals, and then collectively we have to come up with a plan that addresses whatever that need is that keeps them held back. I think it's going to be a different issue community by community, I'm sure, because it always is in every place. And I would say what we're dealing with is a national issue. It's not just in Prince George's County. I think if you looked across the state of Maryland, you'd see truancy numbers similar. Maybe not 40%. That's a little high. That was a little surprising to me. But again, I think it's solvable when we just bore down and understand the why and put sensible plans in place.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this then. What is your ask of parents
Yeah, yeah.
going into the school year?
My ask for parents is to be responsive. I think we need parents who get their kids to school on time. Get them their breakfast or what they need to get there, or if not, get them into school early enough for us to give them breakfast. And then help us, focus on meeting the needs of their children. And when their children are not, behaving or demonstrating that they're ready to learn, help support us, keep us focused, because we have to have kids ready to learn for them to learn. And
what's your ask of students?
Yeah, my ask of students is come and recognize that there's greatness inside of you, and that in Prince George's County, we've got all the resource you need to tap into your greatness and do amazing things in life. So come be prepared, be ready to learn, and let us help you live out your wildest dreams.
Okay. Now all right, so you're currently called acting,
Interim. Yes.
Interim superintendent. What is your intention? What do you believe is ahead of you?
Yeah.
Is this your job for good?
Well, I'm taking it day by day. Right now, my job is to be a good interim superintendent and be present, be visible, be responsive, be accountable. And that's what I'm striving to do. Once we get into the next semester, we'll figure out if that life as a tenure professor is in my short-term goal, short-term plans or not. But right now, I just want to do a good job as the interim.
All right. When you got hired, 7 News did some reporting about your previous job in Nashville, and there were criticisms in Nashville involving a sexual harassment case, use of a driver, and some things like that.
Yeah.
To those that had concerns about what they've heard about your tenure in Nashville, what do you say? Did you do anything wrong down there?
Yeah, what I would say in Nashville is I'm proud of the work that was done in Nashville. In 3 years' time, we grew faster than the state and nation in reading and mathematics, and the achievement grew in every subject area with the exception of 4th grade math for some reason. We doubled the amount of kids in dual enrollment, doubled the amount of kids in AP, IB, reduced suspensions by thousands of students, brought in millions of dollars to fund new magnet programs that had not been there. We went from getting an F rating in pre-K education to an A rating by an independent group. So extremely proud of that work. Was I criticized about what happened with sexual harassment in Nashville? Yes. Was there a study done, an investigation done by an independent attorney's office that proved that we in fact didn't do anything wrong in terms of how we handled it? That was correct. They didn't find anything wrong. But criticism happens. Look, when you're in a public job, that's hard. People will always criticize you. I accept that. But we did good work. And I was there for 3 years, which is about the time that a large urban superintendent has, and I chose to leave. I was not terminated. I actually had 6 board members who were on my side who would not have ever voted no against me on that. So there was no
Why
urgency.
did it go sour?
There was no urgency for me to leave. Look, there are always critics and people who have opinions of you. And, I just decided that it was time for me to go. But that was a choice that I made, not something someone forced me to do. And so I left. I went to Fordham University and had a great experience there. Had 5 great years at Howard and would have remained there. But the call to come back to Prince George's County in this moment was one that I chose to answer because I think this is a county that can do amazing work for children. And I'm excited to be here. It's been very fulfilling these past 40 days or so. And I'm looking forward to continuing to do the work here in Prince George's County.
So let me wrap it up. I have, as I said, have covered many superintendents in this job. Do you feel like from what you've seen so far, and I see a book about the blueprint. We've got the blueprint coming along. Budget is going to affect, full implementation. But do you believe that 3 years from now, academic performance will be better. Can you say that to this community?
Again, I believe this is mission possible, without question.
Okay, thank you
Thank you.
very much. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you.